Let's get into it. Y'all doing good? Everybody good? Okay. Let's do it. Well, good morning, good evening. What to do? How are you? Hootie hoop. Happy Monday too. I am the sound of money in your ear. Dollar Avant. That's still double O. I'm often imitated, never duplicated. They call me the $1 billion Bear, aka the Pitch Queen, aka the People's Coach, aka Coach Dollar Bill. And you are in the dollhouse. This is the home of high value entrepreneurs. Over here, it is day 19 of this 100-day challenge. 100 days. We're going to give 100% of our best effort 100% of the time for 100 days. What if you followed your intuition 100% of the time for 100 days? What would be different in your life? How would things go? What would happen for you? Most people don't know because they never tried. We're doing it. We're not trying. I don't believe in trying. We canceled that word. We also had a funeral for hope, because what is that? You mean hope? Either we're doing it or we're not. Either we're in or we're not. Like, what are we doing? So we are shifting our identity. I want to know if you guys have felt any kind of shift. Have you actually been doing the thing? We got our 5 days, our big 5 that we do every day. Did you plan your week? Is any of this shifting anything for you? I know the way that I teach is fire hose. And so I try to give you guys a chance to give me some feedback. But, if you just taking notes and you locked in, and, we can keep pushing too. We can do that too. Got some folks streaming as well. If you got comments and things, put it in the chat, because the chat is where it's at. And let me see if all hearts and minds are ready. Are we ready? I feel like I said, shout out to the holiday. There's a parade. There were things happening. My mom was like, I'm going to the parade. Mama, parade? Y'all got parade in that little town? My mom lives in a town where there are 100 lakes in that town. In the town, you could drive there faster than you can get from Georgia Tech to Lenox Mall. You'd be done. You'd be out of the town. And how do you have 100 lakes in that small of an area? I don't know, but it's beautiful. But yet somehow they had. I was like, I didn't know you had that many Black people to have a Martin Luther King parade, but apparently they do. So anyway, I want to welcome you guys to the challenge for today. I want to celebrate you like I always do. I'm trying to get better about being intentional about that, because you don't have to show up, number one, but more importantly, when I do this work, I'm speaking to an audience of one, because I want to be present with you in the moment. We learned yesterday how powerful being present is. They say, oh, the present is a gift. No. You're pre-sending present. You're pre-sending a frequency to your future self when you show up right now. When you're present, you're tapped in. That's your most powerful state, is when you're fully present. So the fact that I get to do this with you guys and kind of hold this as a sacred space so you can reprogram your brain and do the thing that we're always too busy and we're always rushing and we're always supposed to have the right answer. And, you go to high school, then you graduate and you go to college and you buy and you're outside and you got a job, and blah, blah. It's always blah, blah, blah. And now I got to pay bills and blah, blah. And then you got kids and it. Like, nobody ever just slows down and holds space like this. And we always say, oh, I want to go to a retreat. I want to go to Bali. I want to sit on the beach. The reason why is because we're looking for a space. And so we might not be able to physically go yet. But we can do that here every day when we meet. So I honor you for showing up. And remember, we're reprogramming our brain. So we're going over concepts and then we repeat the concept, because we're allowing your brain to form new neural pathways. We're installing a new operating system so that if you never hear my voice, you're going to have to hear my voice in your head. Sorry about that. But if we never do this anymore again, you go on in life, they shut down the internet or something, you're going to have those new beliefs, those new habits, those new neural pathways that are going to make it impossible for you to drop back down to the old frequency where you used to be before we started doing this work. So I want you guys to feel encouraged, to feel inspired, and to feel like every time you show up here, you're putting another brick in that wall that's building this life that you always imagine. So that's really my mission, my job, my goal here is to make sure that you have all the tools, all the resources, everything you need to be outside, to get everything you said you wanted, you can have it. So if that's all right with you, then let's do what we do. It's day 19 of the 100-day challenge. So yesterday we actually sat down and kind of talked through planning our day. And I want to address something that somebody said. They were just kind of casually talking. They actually weren't on the call yesterday, but they were like, oh, I'm so sorry I missed it. Oh, by the way, you guys, I'm getting testimonials. Is that the word, the appropriate response, I suppose, from people who are just shifting their energy. They'll call me. Like, I have people in this group that call me like I'm a pastor. It's kind of hilarious. They'll be like, oh, dog, I know, but I'm going through it right now. And I just need, and I'll be like, first of all, no, but I'll get on the phone or whatever. And then like they were just really going through a lot of emotional turmoil and stuff. And I'm like, I get it. I understand. Okay, we let the ninja go. Okay, cool. All right. So they did what they're supposed to do, but they still kind of going through this emotional debris, the baggage that comes with that. And one day I just snapped. You know how I'm famous for my voice memos? I literally called and left a 10-minute. It was a sermon. Dare I say, I want to download the voice memo that I left her and like put it on my podcast. Like I went all the way in. And the next day she was like, well, you snapped, dog, but. And she shifted her energy. Every day after that I talked to her, like literally, I said, is this the same person? What is going on here? Your energy is totally different. She's like, no, I know. I made the shift. And I was like, cool. So after that, she just called me yesterday. There's been some money that's been held up for her for years. I'm talking about like almost a decade, like a lot of money, like life-changing money. And all of a sudden, they called her like, oh yeah, we'll be sending your check out. What? What? And she was crying. I said, did I not say, when we shift our frequency, y'all, things get different. She also had some clients. It wasn't just that. She also had some clients who kept ghosting and like said they were going to do something and then they didn't do it and all that. All of a sudden, they're like, okay, I'm ready. I want to pay. How do I pay? Like, I'm ready to start right now. Like, kind of energy. And I'm telling you, things get different. Your phone rings differently. Things get different when you shift your frequency. So that's why I work so hard to make sure that y'all have a space to do that in, because if you get this right, it gets different. And it's worth all of the do it again. I'm trying to normalize this. Like, I think I'm doing a good job. I'm repeating myself because I need you to normalize this. Because the people around you are going to be like, oh, well, we already did that, so let's move on to the next thing. And I'm like, why are we moving on? Did we make $20,000 a month yet? No. Oh, so do it again. Like, seriously. And this has to do with the idea of who we're becoming when we do the big 5 every day. What does that say about you as a person? What does that say about your beliefs? What does that say about where your emotional state is? The seat of your soul. What does that say about where you're stationed in life? What station are you tuned into? You ever notice that word radio station, like a place that you move to, station, like a state of being? It's an identity. So when I keep talking about frequency, it's about identity. So are you somebody who's like always looking for the next thing to learn and next thing to do? Or are you somebody who's like, no, I'm locked in for real. I'm locked in. Because when you become the person who's locked in, that's when things get different. So I'm normalizing that here. Because if you shift, then you'll have the money and then you'll be like, hey, dog, we're going to Florida Keys. You want to come? Like, let's have that conversation. Hey, dog, we're having an event in Tulum, Mexico, which we are in June. Want to come? Like, I want y'all on that. Hey, dog, I just bought a lake property. Can you do an event with me? Want to come? Like, let's do that. I need us flowing, cash flowing, like way out the way and way outside. Because why? I mean, honestly, I don't think it's fair. Listen, it's our birthright to have abundance. It's our birthright we're on planet Earth, which means we're humans, which means we have a right to breathe and sunshine and like eat and survive. Okay. I don't think it's fair that a certain class of people who created an artificial system known as capitalism get to like just run around and do whatever they want to do on the planet, and everybody else has to struggle and suffer. I don't like that. I don't like that. I believe that if we lock in and do this work and learn how our own human technology works, remember who we are, like Lion King, okay? That's the most important question in the world. Who are you? Who are you? What do you stand for? What does that mean to you? What identity are you stationed in? If you can lock in with that and do everything from that place, if all of us were living like that, the world wouldn't look like it looks. I'm telling you right now, the problem in this world, the problems that we see, the answers to the problems that we see are locked inside of the brilliant minds of people that look like you and me. And we're too busy worried about how I'm gonna pay my phone bill, how I'm gonna get my rent due. I gotta get the kids going today. Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna. Oh, I got this mortgage. We're caught up in this artificial system that they built for us, and they're out here playing in our faces. They want to replace everybody with freaking robots. I'm not making this up. Y'all can Google it. It's not right. It's time for us to flip. We got to flip it back. We've gone too far. And the only way for that to happen is for me to be in your face every day like, hey, hey, your grandmother, your ancestors did not suffer so that you could sit here and be defeated by a light bill. No, they did not. There is too much power on the inside of us. So I'm asking you a question. Who are you? And what does that mean? What actions are flowing out of that? It's based on your overall knowledge of who you are, but also beliefs. Have you ever thought about this? Think about it this way. Yeah, I have a point. Think about it this way. We always say, oh, as above, so below. We sound real deep when we say that, right? But have you ever asked the question, below what? Above what? The answer is the bar that we set, beliefs, actions, results. What is it that you actually believe? What is belief? It's an emotionally charged thought. So it doesn't matter what you mentally assent to, you know that theoretically it's possible for you to make $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 a month. Theoretically, we know that. Yeah. But what you actually believe in your system, your human system, is going to determine how far you go. It's a ceiling. There's nothing else happening beyond what you believe. And what you believe, that is where your identity is sitting. That's your station right there. That's your state of being. And then from that place, there's a set of activities that are going to go with that. So if you believe that your business is going to get better when somebody comes and writes you a check, or when I can get an investor, or when I can get into this next program or accelerator, or when I get the next certificate, or when I, marry a rich man, or whatever you believe, all of your actions are going to line up with that belief, because it's a human technology. You're never going to go any further than that. And then based on your actions, what inputs you put in the energetic field, that's what you're going to get out. So as above, so below means there's a bar right here. And whatever you're sitting right on top of the bar. So if you are at this frequency, then everything else is coming below, is coming from that. If you raise the bar, now you're going to get a different set of outcomes. If you raise the bar again, and so forth and so on. Have you ever climbed a mountain? You could be looking at the street. I told you I climbed the Andes because my friends are crazy. You think I'm crazy. I'm not the crazy one. These people are out of their mind in a good way. But she's like, this is what we're going to do. And we just woke up before day in the morning and the man didn't even speak English. We're in Ecuador. He had a little headlamp. We had no gear. We just started climbing this mountain, just walking, literally. Anyway, by the time you get up there, we're above the clouds. I saw some things. I saw a spider web bigger than me. Okay. I saw a bull. It was just a bull just standing right there. Like, y'all, it was like Dr. Seuss. There was a lot. There was a volcano on the other side. It was beautiful. But anyway, by the time we get up there, we're above the clouds. That same street where we were when we started, that same river where we would go down every morning and, to watch people doing fishing or whatever they're doing. When we got up there, it looked different. Things look different when you raise the bar, when you raise the level from which you're doing all this work. So are you practicing your pitch every day? And are you doing like, okay, I got to get this done? Or are you doing it like, I am going to be the best in the world at this? Because you know, it only takes about 20 hours to get proficient at anything. 20 consistent hours of like, do it. I mean, you're always going to want to keep going. You know, they say mastery is 10,000 hours. But I'm saying for you to be proficient, 20 hours. So when people say, oh, I don't know what to say, you know, I asked somebody to pitch and oh, I wasn't ready. You caught me off guard, you know, all this, I got to pull my notes out, all this kind of stuff. That just lets me know you're not doing it every day. That's all right. But you got to start doing it every day. Because when you're doing the pitch, this is how we invite people. This is how we invite people into this world that we're building. And I want to talk about that. But we don't know what world to build until we talk to the people and get enough feedback. So we can say, oh, that's what you like? Great. Then we can go build it. Then we're going to talk to more people. Then they're going to like it. Then they're going to come in. And then we adjust some more people. Now we got a system. It's really not any more difficult than that. But the problem is that they told us it was supposed to be hard. They told us it was supposed to be difficult. They told us that we couldn't make it outside of a job. They told us that they were looking down on us when we quit our corporate job and everybody from our, college kept going. Do y'all know my classmates from Harvard pretty much run the world? I was looking through my LinkedIn the other day. I was like, wait a minute, this is kind of insane. Like we're not old enough for this. Like it's kind of crazy. Like they're in the C-suite and they're general counsel and they're the head of this and whatever at all of these major companies. And so when I became an entrepreneur, that was not like fashionable, let's say it that way. At least not for somebody with my background. It was like, you're doing what now? I'm sorry, what now? But then once you're winning, you all the way outside, you're on the homepage of Google, then everybody's like, oh yeah, turns out they all want to quit their job. They all wish that they could be outside doing the work the way that I have been able to live my life or build a career. But it's not easy at the beginning. You look crazy when you leave corporate, whatever, most of the time. So it's about your identity. Who are you? Who do you know yourself to be? What do you know you're capable of? What do you really believe? And more importantly, what are you willing to do to get great at the skills that it's going to take to be financially successful in this new role? It's not just enough to have a new product. People go on Shark Tank and I invented this thing or whatever. It's not enough. Kendrick said, it's not enough. To I know how to do this for people. I have a service. I know I'm gifted. I know how to help people. That's so great. That's wonderful. The skill is, can you talk to a human? Do you even know where these humans are? Knowing where they are is a part of your intellectual property. Knowing what to say to them to get them to want to take an action with you is part of your intellectual property. Knowing how to take that energy and now turn it into a machine so that every day I could predict what's going to happen in my business is a part of your intellectual property. Those of you who one day will sell your business or franchise your business or, take it public or take it international or whatever, all of these things add to the value of this business. It's not just I had an idea or even just I invented this technology. Somebody's got to do this part and build a machine where that value can be inserted to give them a return on investment. So I'm encouraging those of you who are here to change your identity like I could do it. Or certainly I can learn enough about what it takes so that I can bring on the right team to help me do it. Because some people are like, oh, I'm not going to be the face of my brand. I'm not doing that. I don't have that in me. Okay, fine. You don't have it in you? Fine. But guess what? You still have to understand this enough so you don't bring somebody else in who also doesn't know what they're doing, but they talk, big talk. Oh yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And then they wreck your business because they don't know this process either. I need a small group of people. It's not going to be everybody. Small group of people who learn this process. So are you practicing your pitch every day? Did you shift your identity to somebody who is masterful at pitching and talking to humans? I hate that word pitch, but that's the word we use. It's just conversation, right? Are you picking your afro every day? That means you have to know what afro means, and you have to know what I mean when I say pick your afro. If I reteach it every day, it'll take me forever. That's why we don't finish in an hour. If you don't know what that means, put it in the comments. I will answer it for you. Did you activate your inner circle today? Meaning, you know what I did? That's what I started out saying. I went and did my phone calls early today. I mean, like, to me, that was early. It was like 9:45. That's early. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And I just reached out to the people, and I got one person I have to follow up with at 6:00, but I just knocked it out. I was like, I remember when I used to go in the office this early and do all this kind of stuff, but it doesn't take all that time to do the things that you need to do every day, those small inputs into the energetic field, because you have leverage, because you're so good at pitching, because you're so intentional when you reach out and talk to people. The conversation goes great. They're like, absolutely, this is what we're doing. Okay, got to follow up. Boom, boom, boom. Got it on the calendar. We're moving on. Once you get good at this, you get proficient at it, it doesn't take forever. You can start to have leverage in this and get more of your time back. So you can be one of those people working 2-3 hours a day and still be making 10, 20, 30, $40,000 a month in your business. That's where I want you to get to. So the more proficient you are at this stuff, the closer you get to that. Did you broadcast your brilliance today? I put out a post. Have you digitized and put something out? Is there something digital that somebody's out here consuming today that's newly put out today? And then have you documented the outcomes of those conversations? Or are you still getting to that in the rest of your day? Make sure you do that before you go to bed. That's your 5. If you do your big 5 every day, we're winning. So we're no longer somebody who's trying to build a business, not somebody who's waiting for something to happen, not somebody who wishes they were more consistent, not somebody who's, waiting on something to happen, waiting on somebody to do something for you. They promised you they were going to do. We are creating this. You cannot, however, outperform your identity. So it's not about the mechanics of doing this stuff. It is the spirit that you embody when you're doing this stuff. When your identity shifts, however, then all of this stuff, everything is different. Everything is different. So I'm here holding space for those of you who are in the process of making the shift, because it just gets different. It gets different. So if we're ready, let's go. Identity precedes action. Y'all know about the man who ran the 1 minute mile the first time? They said it was impossible, all the things. Okay. Nobody believed that they could actually run a mile in less than a minute until he did. And then after that, y'all heard the story. Within 3 years, I think it was, about 15, 16 people had done it. And the shift was not physiological. The shift was identity. The shift is what you believe is possible. So I'm here to hold space for us to believe that we can have a business or multiple streams of income or whatever that looks like for you that's making 10, 20, 30 plus $1,000 a month. And you can work smart, work efficiently, put high energy, high frequency out into the field and get outsized results from that. You can have more time to relax. Like yesterday when I showed you how to do my calendar for the week, it's literally that light. It's like, okay, who I need to talk to? Go to. Okay, great. Ooh. We went and watched the Bears lose last night. It was so close. He gave that game away. Why? He threw it away. I don't know what happened. It doesn't have to be this big, okay, oh my God, I got all this stuff to do. Okay, No, shift your identity to the person where it's like breathing to make money. It's like breathing to find humans who want to talk to you. You talk to them, you give them value. Oh, I love this. This was amazing. You capture that value, you document what happened, you move on to the next day. That's it. You're somebody who does the work now. You're somebody who this is possible for now. You can do this. You could do this in the face of your old identity popping up, in the face of somebody calling you with that old frequency, that old and they call you from out the blue. In the face of a bill that came, it's like, wait a minute, I thought we dealt with this, and here we go again. In the face of all of that, if you have internalized this new identity, it's only day 19. And you see how many people have already fallen off the wagon. They pop in and out. But listen, It's 19 days into the new calendar year. It's not the new year. And today's the day, Martin Luther King Day. People are already falling back into their old ways of moving out here. And so we're not going to be those people. So are you doing your 5 days? I wish that I was in a room. I like being in a room so I could get in people's face with my whiteboard. Listen, are you doing your big 5 every day? You can put it in chat. Yes, no, maybe so. I know the answer. I don't want to look. The reason, if you're not doing it, or if you're struggling doing it, or if you're like, I intended to do it, but something always comes up, or whatever that is, it's an identity issue. Okay, so there's a part of your brain called the reticular activating system. I talk about it a lot. It's that thing where, you buy a red Toyota and then everywhere you go, you see red Toyotas. They were there all along, but your brain was not paying attention. It was filtering out information unless it's important to you. Why? Because your brain actually receives about 11 million pieces of information per second. That's why we got to come from a higher frequency when we post and when we talk to people, because everybody's brain is receiving 11 million pieces of information per second. But you can only process 40 to 50 pieces of information per second. So you have the reticular activating system that allows you to figure out what's important and what's not. What's important and what's not. It's filtering everything out. Okay, somebody asked, what's the big 5? I'll give you that in a second. Your brain is filtering out what's important and what's not. Is this important? It's kicking it out. Is this valuable? No, it's kicking it out. Does this mean anything to me? No, it's kicking it out. It's making those decisions based on your identity. So when I tell you to talk to humans about what they're already thinking about, this is so that your pitch does not get filtered out with all the other 10,999,950 pieces of information that get filtered out of their brain every second. Nobody's going to remember you unless it connects with something that's already attached to what they got going on in their energetic field. What did I just tell you? The secret to the universe. Listen, your identity. I'm going to pull out my little thing, my little slide thing. Okay, is where your soul is sitting. Your soul is sitting on your beliefs. I got to write it down so I don't forget the way that I said it, and then I'll show y'all. Okay, your beliefs are an emotionally charged thought. How you think and how you feel. What I told you guys to mind your tea and grits every day. Every day. Thoughts, emotions, actions, giving, receiving, intentionality, what you do with your time, elephant diet, and the state of your nervous system. If you manage that, you can do anything you want to do. You have a superpower. That's your superpower. But instead, we let everybody else take our thoughts, emotions, and everything else follows from that. So your thoughts, emotionally charged thoughts, form your beliefs. The beliefs are that barrier. As above, so below. Nothing else is happening. It's all based on what you believe. And your identity sits right on top of that. So if your beliefs move, your identity moves with it. It's just like that. So whatever I'm thinking about is going to be attached to my beliefs. And that's attached to my identity. So if you speak to something that somebody's thinking about or feeling, you're speaking to their identity. It's sitting right there. So they're automatically now going to pay attention to you, because their reticular activating system in their brain is going to be like, ooh, that's got something to do with me. That's something about, it's me. It's about me. Hey, what is he talking about? It sounds like something I was talking about. We were just having this conversation the other day. Wait a minute. I was just trying to figure that out. I was just thinking that. And then you have my full attention. And the only currency in the world is the time, energy, effort, focus, and attention of another human being. You guys. So I need you as an entrepreneur to get your focus off of yourself I don't know how to do sales. I'm not salesy. I'm not good with people. I don't like marketing. I don't really know how to, I don't want to build no community and all of that. I just, I need to make some money, child. Da, da, da. You failed the first task, the first job of being an entrepreneur. You are supposed to take the focus off of you and put it on your customer, because this is a game of concentration. We got to know what they're thinking about, what they're feeling, what they got going on, and focus on that. So if you change your filter, change your thoughts and emotions around this work, come from a place of abundance, like we're fine, everything's fine, we got everything we need, everything, we're good. No, for real, no, seriously, everything's fine, we're good. That becomes your identity. Now from that place, practice your pitch, go out and talk to a human, and we get the feedback. It's not making you feel, oh my God, I'm not good at this. Oh, I'm never going to make it. Oh, I can't do it. Oh. Your identity is of somebody who's out here winning in these streets. So if I get bad feedback from something, oh, thank you for telling me. I didn't know. It's like somebody told you had something on your shoe. Thank you. I'll take that off now. It's not like, oh my God, I'm a horrible person, I can't make it. Like, whoa, we have to settle some things in our identity, in the state of our being, in who we are and how we show up in the world. If you believe you're somebody who struggles with sales and business is hard, you're going to notice your reticular activating system is going to notice every rejection, every awkward conversation, everything that's a little bit weird. It's going to highlight all your moments of doubt and amplify them. But if your identity is, listen, abundance is my birthright, I'm all the way outside with it. I don't know. I don't know what my clients are, but I know where I am. So I'm just going to follow intuition. I got an internal GPS is telling me where I need to go, what I need to do. What? And everything comes. And then, because when things happen to you, you're the one attaching meaning to it. And you attaching meaning to it is based on your thoughts and emotions that are filtering everything. You attach meaning to it, and it hits that belief. That's where you live. So I'm trying to get you guys to clear all that old programming out and shift your belief system to somebody who's locked into abundance, the station. We live here now. So everything that happens is like, well, they didn't call me back. I thought I had a meeting with this client. I thought we did really well. We had a great call. And then they just ghosted me. You know what I would say? I'd be like, oh my God, that's not even my client. I'm so glad. That would have been terrible if I started working with this client and they were a horrible person. That's the way I see it, because I'm looking through a different lens. I don't see it as rejection. I don't see it as like anything other than yay. And most people can't do that because they haven't shifted their identity. So the big 5, the thing you're supposed to be doing every single day. I'm trying to get my slides because y'all need some slides today. I'm doing a lot of talking. You need to be looking at something. Okay. Or maybe I could copy it. Maybe I can copy and paste it, put it in the chat for you, because it's important that you get this. Things you're supposed to be doing every single day in your business. I came up with this because the number one thing that people say when they're in a business and they start spiraling down, they say, well, I just don't know what I'm supposed to be doing every day. I wake up and I just don't even know what to do. I'm overwhelmed. Like, they say they have so much to do, and yet they say they don't know what to do simultaneously. I get it. So I'm solving that for everybody. You can no longer say you don't know what to do every day. And number 1 is practice your pitch every day. Every day. Okay. Every day. Number 2, pick your afro. What day was this that I taught this, y'all? A couple days back. Number 3, activate your inner circle. Number 4, broadcast your brilliance. And number 5, document all this activity so that you can go back and watch the game film. Okay? So practice your pitch. What do I mean? We know what a 5-star pitch is. We know why we need to do it. Go get it off my YouTube. It's somewhere in Dollhouse 2.0. Like, just figure out the 5-star pitch. Matter of fact, here's another tool for you. This will help you to draft a 5-star pitch if you don't have one. It's a really, really cool tool. I've been teaching this for a while, you guys. Let me see. 5-star pitch. It takes you through all of the thought processes required to actually go from 0 to I have a 5-star pitch. You have to make a copy of this. It's this is the master file, but anyway. There you go. It is now in the chat. Okay, so you no longer can tell me you don't have a 5-star pitch. You do now. All right, so you want to practice your 5-star pitch every day and make sure that you are tweaking it based on feedback that you're getting from people. So if you're saying certain phrases and certain things and people don't understand what you're talking about, or it sounds really corporate, but you're not getting an emotional response back, that's how you know you're not speaking to the seat of their soul. You're not speaking to their identity if you're not getting an emotional response back. So tweak your pitch until you get an emotional response back from people, because all purchasing decisions are emotional decisions. How do they talk? That's how you should be talking. What language do they use? That's what you should be using. So keep working on your pitch until it sounds like the person that you're talking to. And every time you say it, they're like, oh my God. Why do you think the songs that we like on the radio and stuff, they say phrases that we say in real life and they put it in a song and then we're like, oh, that's my song. Why? Because we were already saying that. Like the song Boot Up would have been stupid if we didn't already say that phrase. We say it and now somebody put it in the song and a boot up and we're like, hey, like, you know what I mean? Like, because we were already there. So practice your pitch until it sounds like the people that you're talking to. And when you say it, they start dancing. It's a song. It's like a song. Practice your 5-star pitch. Okay. Every day. You got a one that you do when you're just casually networking. That's the one that I teach all the time. And then you have a version of that when you're in a sales conversation to actually close the sale. So it's the next layer of the 5-star pitch. And in getting good with that, I gave you guys the number 2 is pick your afro. So I gave you guys the 6 questions that will help you make it really effortless to get somebody to start telling you their aspirations and frustrations and tell me more about that. And you should be really good at this. It's a skill to be able to turn a casual conversation into what we would consider a sales conversation where a transaction comes out of it. Because you're not even trying to sell anything and they just like, oh yeah, let me go ahead on it. So what can I do? When can we start now? Like, what can we do? Like that. So practice your pitch. Pick your afro means prime your ears for problem language, specific phrases, keywords, topics that let you know, oh, there's an opportunity for me to insert myself in this conversation. Oh, I just overheard you saying ... You should know what that is. These exercises every day, by the way, you guys, it's a part of you shifting your identity. It's a part of you rewiring your brain and building these new neural pathways to say, I'm not the old version of me who's like, oh my God, okay. I said I was going to talk to 10 people today. Here we go. Okay, come on, dog. You can do it. Just talk yourself into like, da. Who's doing that? No, it's like, If they're talking about this, I got something to say. If they're talking about this, I just read an article. If they say something about this, I'm stepping in. Like you can add value to, you're like categorizing and cataloging the types of conversations where you can insert value, because you're preparing yourself to be listening to what they are saying. This helps you to be present in the moment. Prime your ears for problem language that gives you an entree to be able to say something and add value. That's the P. I is for identify with your intended audience. So if you know you're going to be talking to a specific set of people that day, what common connections? Go ahead and prepare for that. What was this dog's name? Oh, I remember he said he like, I forgot. I told her I was going to let her try this. Let me grab, you're preparing for your interactions that day. Identify places of connection in advance with the people you're going to talk to that day. C is for choosing those current topics. Like I said, be on point. Something they just talked about, something they just said they were going through, something you just read, something that's relevant. The more current you are in what you talk about, everything that's happening currently is part of your currency. And then K is for know your flow, like the flow of that sales conversation, be masterful at it. Rehearse it in your head. Before you get into a meeting, I got this big meeting today. Do it in your head before you get there. Right? That's picking your afro. Number 3, activate your inner circle. Literally pull out names from your circle of trust, people that you have a warm or hopefully even hotter relationship with, that you've talked to about this work, that you want to get them on the phone, that you want to have an actual interaction with intentionally that day, every day. And then we're inviting them into our world. So again, who are we reaching out to? Make sure you got now versus next. You only go to the next if you couldn't reach any of your nows for that day. I want you super warm, hot targets every day, talking to humans every day. Every day. Then we're visualizing, again, the conversation before you reach out, making sure you're in the right energy. See yourself connecting. See them saying yes to your offer. See the conversation flowing naturally. All of that. Get you ready. Then you reach out, initiate the contact, send a text, do all the things. Tailor the conversation to them. Make sure you make it personal. We're not just reading scripts. We're really being present in the moment. And then we want to evaluate the outcomes of what happened. Make sure you're broadcasting your brilliance every day. So that's why if you want to do it on the weekend, you want to batch it and do all of that, beautiful. But you need to be doing it every day. Yeah, you don't have to. Somebody like, oh, that's too much. But I was going to post once a week. I heard somebody say, well, I'm starting my email newsletter and I'm just going to send one email a month. Okay, you want to get paid once a month? Is that what you want? I want to make money every day. So I'm going to be broadcasting my brilliance every day. I need to hurry up. These people are not playing with y'all. So if you want to hurry up, I will be broadcasting my brilliance every day. Okay. I told you what to post. If you didn't know what to post, I gave you something to post every day. And then make sure you're documenting your actions. So before you go to bed, before you forget what happened, but you got all excited, oh my God, this was amazing. But what made it amazing? What actually happened? I need you to document that. Get it in your CRM and get it in your notes so that we can replicate this. What did you say to the person that made them so excited? Because we want to do that again 10 more times. But if you don't know what you said, then we can't replicate it. So those are the 5. I think I answered the question. All right. Okay. So now we can approach the same work from 2 different identities and get totally different outcomes. Because it's the energy with which you do the work. It's the energetic signature. Y'all know what? I was reading a book today. I do my reading in the morning. There was a random person on YouTube, super duper random. Wow. When I say random, very random. I don't think anybody has seen this man's videos other than himself. But he has a whole business. He's just not on YouTube like that. And I was looking for the answer to a very specific question, and I put it in the search, and his video comes up. It was actually a short, but the way he answered that question in 90 seconds, I was like, yeah. So now I want to go to his page. This is what people do, by the way. That's why you need stuff on your page. So then I go to his page to look up all his videos. Half of them, I didn't need that. It wasn't, he changed his, what his channel was about or whatever. But then there was like 4 or 5 videos that looked like, yeah, about 20, 30 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I'm watching every single one of these. I like the way his teaching style and all of that. So I go in there and do that. And somewhere in there, he mentions this book that he's written. Now, nobody's on his YouTube page. I don't know. He's probably very well known in his world. He seems to be doing very well in his business. But he is not outside like that. But he said something about the book. So I go get the book. And I did not want to read this book. It looked like, I don't know. It was one of those books where the whole book is trying to teach you a lesson about business, but it's like a story. It's like a parable or something. And I was like, I really don't have time. Like, it would be different if it was a little short one, but it was kind of long. And I was just like, ugh. I said, no, I feel like intuition is telling me to read this book, so I'm going to read the book. So I get past the beginning. I'm like, okay, here we go. But there was something that I noticed. And then later, when I watched about the 3rd out of these 6 videos of his, I heard him say it. I was like, I knew it. There was something that I noticed about, I'm reading this book. It's not my style. I don't like the story. It got better now. But I don't like, the way he's doing the setup. I'm not feeling it. He's not like a writer. It was good. It was fine, but it wasn't like changing my life in any way. But I could tell that he had intentionality. There was an energetic signature on that work. I could just tell that man meant that thing. Like, whoever reads this book, if you read this book, something's going to shift on the inside of you. I could feel that. I just felt it. And then later, he actually said that out of his mouth. He said, you could put an energetic signature on anything that you do. I said, I knew it. I knew it. And so about a third of the way, because I could feel it, I didn't put the book down. I kept reading. About a third of the way in, that thing shifted. It did something for me. And I'm telling you that the way you show up and do the work, it's the intentionality that you put into the work. You know how they say your mother cooks the food, but when you come and try to cook the same recipe, it don't taste the same. Oh, mama put love in the food. It's an energetic signature. You could put a signature on anything that you do. Show up in the same room, same people, wear the same suit, got from Macy's, got the same, pitch, everything. One person's going to be like, thank you for coming. The other one's going to be, oh my God, like, what's the difference? It's the energetic signature. It's the intentionality that you put into the work that you do. And that filters through your identity. It doesn't matter what you do, what you say. You can't fool me. You can't dress it up. You cannot fool the universe. You can't fool people's subconscious. They don't know why they're not responding to you when you're trying to sell them something. But subconsciously, they're picking up on the energy that you don't believe that you're worthy of the sale. So it's not optional that we do this work. We have to do this work, because when you make the shift, you could be at the house. I have been at the house, y'all. I'm not trying to do certain things. I put a whole pause on, and my phone still rings. It's still ringing from across the world, across the water. Can you come? We heard that could you please? We would like to fly you out. We would like to do this. We would like to do. I'm not doing anything. This is what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. It's not about doing these reps. I'm telling you to do these reps. I'm telling you to do the reps so that it shifts your energy. Obviously, you're going to develop a skill, and you're going to develop these neural pathways in your brain. And it's going to make things much easier. You're going to be more proficient if you continue to do them. But most importantly, you're just putting something out in the energetic field. Once it's out there and this identity hardens, it's like you put something in the oven right now. Like when you put a cake in the oven, it's just, but if it gets done, it becomes a solid object. That's all I want y'all to do, is to keep doing this stuff until your business becomes a thing. It's a thing now. Now we could put money into branding and packaging and all of that. Now we can, talk about hiring people and trying to go get corporate sponsors and all this other stuff, because it's a real thing now. But if your identity doesn't shift and you just do a bunch of activity, you might get some sales, you might not. It might work, it might not. You can get it for a little bit and it's gone. That's not sustainable. I want people who don't call my name. Don't be like, oh yeah, Don't say my name. And you don't have sustainable results. I want you guys winning, 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 winning. And then they say, why are you winning? And you're going to be able to tell them why, because I'm giving you receipts. I'm telling you the neuroscience. So you can actually pass this on to somebody else. And then you can be like, oh, yeah. And by the way, you need to talk about better call dog. Like, that's fine. But it's more important to me that y'all win than it is that I entertain you. So we've got a new identity. And because this is who I am, this is what I do. So beliefs lead to actions, but those actions will be done in the frequency of the version of myself that I believe myself to be. So you can go to a networking event. I can go to a networking event. You go in there and you back up against the wall. And you, oh my God, I don't know nobody in here. I go in there. Soon as I walk in the room, I don't know these people. They're going to come up to me. Even if they don't know me, they're going to come up to me. Because my energy. This is who I am. Okay. I take over the room. I go in the room. I walk around the room. I meet whoever's in the room that's important. I'm going to meet them. And then I leave. Because I know that's who I am. I've been this way. Your identity is the filter through which you experience reality. I don't have money problems. I don't have a problem meeting people. I don't have a problem coming up with creative ideas. I don't believe there's anything that I cannot figure out. I don't believe there's anybody that I cannot get to. And people will be like, oh, that's because you're all about. No. I've been like this. Listen, my mother could tell you stories. Kindergarten, okay? I came into the world. If you knew my daddy and you knew my mama, this is the least of what I would be. Okay, I've been like this. Because I am like this, my reality aligns with this. When I've gone through dark seasons, they say the dark night of the soul and all this kind of stuff. When I go through seasons in life where I'm not showing up like this, the results get different. The frequency that you show up in is going to determine your outcomes. Period. So I want you guys doing this every day. Not like, okay, I got to do it. Okay, if I do it, okay, 100 times, okay, 1,000 times, okay, 999 times. If I do it 1,000 times, then it's who you are. How many breaths? When are you going to stop breathing? Like, what are we talking about? This is what we do. I wake up in the morning. I say my value to myself. And I say, self, you sound like somebody who's going to change the world. I know, right? And then I work on, all of my little tools that I use when I'm in a sales conversation with humans to make sure that I'm on point. I'm on topic. I'm on task. I'm on what's happening currently. I'm prepared. Then I go and activate my people. Who can I talk to today? Who can I meet today? Some people can just walk outside and go to the Atlantic Station somewhere and just talk and get 10 people on their list. If that's not your personality, do it in a way that suits you. Then broadcast your brilliance. I would take a phone and then I just talk to all these 10 people, or do it on the phone. Some people do man on the street. Walk up to people on the street with the camera out, do the thing, and put that on Instagram and LinkedIn. And now you broadcast your brilliance. Okay. And then go back home and document. Okay, what did I learn from this? Okay, most of them said they need this. Okay, somebody told me yesterday, I did a call yesterday. She was like, you got to bring that procrastination boot camp back. Honestly, forgot about it. Is that crazy? I have so many different programs and things that I taught. I can't remember. I don't even remember. I was like, yeah, I do need it. That's true. Can't nobody even get to that. So I'm going to bring it back. So when I document, I'm going to go back and make sure. Now I have it on my list for next week. Make a landing page, do a thing for the procrastination boot camp so people can get access to it. And then you go to bed. Then you watch TV. Like that's all we got to do, you guys, every day. We're showing up, the big five, doing the daily actions to forge, to harden this identity, this new version of ourselves. And everything else is going to flow out of that. You're actually unstoppable. You literally can't be stopped. Like, what are we talking about? You can't be stopped if you show up for yourself. So comments, okay, questions, comments, concerns, challenges, perspective. What's story time? What do you got? What do you got? When you practice your pitch, you're not rehearsing words. You're telling your brain who you are. And you're developing a skill. And people are gonna be able, they're gonna get past, they won't be getting a signal of you being nervous or you being in your head or you trying to figure out what you're gonna say. They'll just get you. You are the value. So then when they get a real experience with you in the present moment, that's where the transformation happens. So when you practice, you are giving more opportunities for there to be that moment of exchange, that moment where two humans connect. That's the whole universe right there. That's where value gets birthed. That's where everything is. When you're present and then you're speaking to their identity and they're like, whoa, you hear that? Whoa. That silence, that nothing is literally everything. That's where everything else, if you do that enough times, you'll make $100 million. Okay. Like that's it. There's nothing else to do. They will go and find the money. They will go and tell everybody else about it. They will be looking for you. They'll be checking for you. They'll be trying to get on your page. They're gonna be Googling you. They're gonna be going telling their boss they need to hire you. If you can do that in that moment. So when we practice our pitch, we're just getting ready for that moment. When we nurture and prepare our list, we're just preparing for more. We need more of that moment. We live for that moment. Your business is a system designed to create more of those moments all day, every day. Now, when we digitize it and broadcast it, now that moment can happen while you sleep because you're watching a video that I did 6 months ago. Boom. And that moment happens. Then we document, oh, this really worked. Make sure you do this every time because we make sure that we get that moment. You know what I'm saying? And if you do this long enough, what do I say? In this life, you don't get what you want. You get who you are. If you do this long enough, you become this person, then you always get all these things that we say we want. And then if you plan your weeks in advance, those decisions and actions have already been decided. You're just reinforcing that identity. Like I can't remember. I felt bad, but not for real. When people were asking me like about imposter syndrome or something, and I was just like, "What do you mean?" And like, like you feel like you're supposed to do. Like I still can't explain it. I know what it is, obviously, but it's just like, first of all, these white ladies made this up. Secondly, I mean, that's a real statement. You can Google it. But secondly, what? Like, I'm doing it, but I just don't feel like I can do. I literally can't compute. I can't remember the version of myself if that was ever a thing. I don't think it was. But if it was, you know what I'm saying? That's what I want for you guys. A new identity means I don't even go there no more. I don't even do that no more. I'm not even feeling that anymore. And the more you do these actions, now you'll have evidence to prove that. Now you'll have distance between you and the old version of yourself. So I want these inputs every day so you don't get stuck, you don't get pulled back into the old, you don't have a friend to come back and visit you from, college and then now you just fall back to none of that. You don't get a new man and now everything falls off. No, this is who I am now. So if he comes in your life, he's dealing with this version of you, not gonna pull you immediately back off into some BS because that's not you anymore. So you're not the entrepreneur who doesn't know what to do every morning. You're not the entrepreneur who doesn't make any money in their business. You're no longer the person who just floating around going to events and hoping something happens. You're not that. You're not too old or too young, or I should have started 10 years ago. You're not that anymore. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. The place is always here. The time is always now. The person is you. This is who you are now. Just do your big 5 every day and trust the system. That's all I got. If y'all done, I'm done. We don't got to be on here all day. We don't got to do all that. We can go ahead on. If our hearts and minds are clear. I gotta go. Y'all, I'm out. Pew!